Okay. I mean, Mr. Tideman or Mr. Miller, maybe Mr. Miller, do you have any reflections on the bonus payments? I mean, we're talking about this report produced by Audit Scotland, which drew particular attention to, I think it was £87,000 paid out based on a 17.5% bonus payment made to certain senior members of the team.
The Auditor General's report has been useful in terms of giving us a checklist internally with the board and in terms of some of the issues to do with the framework that we have, some of the issues that need reviewed by the board at FMPG. FMPG is a commercial enterprise. It works in a highly competitive market. It's very important that we find the talent for the senior management. It's also very important that we retain the talent for the senior management in terms of completing our journey towards the eventual profitability in our 5-year plan. That's all very important to achieve. We've got to be competitive. As David says, there's 250 million available work suitable for the yard, and we must make sure we have the right talent in place to achieve that. I don't understand the narrative around the term bonus. These are retention payments. They are payments because some of the senior staff have parts of the remuneration at risk, and they have to achieve certain targets which are controlled by REMCOM and the board in terms of the KPIs that we have, and these are reviewed regularly before any payments are made. Some of these payments are contractual from employee contracts that go way back over 10 years, and they're personal to the individuals, and any changes to these contracts, which is a review the board is actually undertaking just now through the Remuneration Committee to make sure that the terms and conditions of these contracts are correct and proper as we try to maintain a competitive position in the marketplace. And that review is currently being undertaken. But we have to show good regard to employment contract, employment law, and as I say, some of these people go way back to prior to the first administration in terms of their employment contracts, which have got to be observed, and it would take individual negotiation between the people who do qualify to remove some of these elements. But if these elements are removed without being competitive, the future of Ferguson Marine Yard is at risk.
Well, that's an interesting analysis, Mr. Miller. I mean, what about having good regard to public accountability? I mean, in the end, we are talking about a project, a procurement for 2 vessels, which are 5 years late and counting, and 3.5 times over budget. So in that environment, I think Mr. Coffey said when the Auditor General was here, it beggars belief that these bonus payments have been made.
Incentive payments for performance. So just in terms of regard, I have due regard.
But if it's for performance,
I have due regard to the public money that's been invested in the yard, and so do the board. We hold the management to accountability. These incentive payments are paid across a wide range of issues. Like one of the issues, it's important that 81 and 82, they were a component part. David's ability to access the market for new work beyond the completion of these vessels is very, very important. And quite correctly, the new business is a component part of the overall programme of the KRAs, which David and his team have delivered in terms of new work from BAE, for instance. So therefore, against the KPIs and KRAs that are set, certain elements trigger performance payments because these elements, the salary elements, are at risk in terms of the senior management.
But, I mean, hang on a minute, Mr. Miller. This is not just an enterprise in which public money has been put in. It's owned by the Scottish Government. There's one shareholder, which is the Scottish Government. So as the chair of the board of that organisation, do you not see there being any need for there to be public accountability, for there to be public interest in the remuneration structure, not of the people building the ships, but of the people that are at the top of the organisation?
I understand that, and we are accountable. But at the same time, as I've said, the business has got to remain competitive in the open market. And being competitive is having the right people that can deliver in terms of the future growth of the business.
Well, I think the people watching this will have a view about what's been delivered and what the performance has been like, and what the outturns have been, and whether that matches up to people getting a 17.5% incentive payment or bonus, as you wish. I think it will be something people will make their own mind up about. I've just got one